you remember what May said? What is the title of my speech? Anybody? Put your mic on. I want to see who was paying attention. Yes, that's the whole point of this speech. No one listens.
Social conversation skills for success.
That's the whole point. You know, if you want to have friends, if you want to go up the ladder in the workplace, and if you want your mother-in-law to like you, you want to have interpersonal skills. Now, being a senior citizen, that's one thing I fail to understand. I speak English. Social media. So much social. But if no one listens to the intro that May read, no one's going to understand why I'm talking about what I'm talking about. Does it make sense so far? Can you raise your hand? Am I making sense? No hands up. I'm not making sense. Okay.
What are the three things to make sense with?
Yeah.
There you go. I love it. Someone
We didn't listen to the intro, so we're lost.
The famous, let me tell you three things. And in a real social life, I love this setup here at Santa Clarita Toastmasters. In real life, if you dare be in a social situation at the party, or you run into your boss walking down the hallway, and they just ask, "What's up?" And you have the face to say, "Let me tell you three things." That is just so anti-social. It's just, grrr, you will have no friends. You're not going to gain any points with your boss. And that's the end of you with your mother-in-law. I want to present a proposal today. And I think you picked it up over the days, weeks, months, and I think a year now that I've been visiting here. It's about the art, the science, and the skill of having fun with people, of talking about things beyond what your project is. In plain language, have a life. Can you talk about anything beyond your speech project or your role? You can't? Rolling off the eyes. What a pathetic excuse for existence. Therefore, I have clearly shown you what the problem is. Life's boring, and that's why people don't like going to meetings, delivering speeches, or doing any projects. Because it's so much work. It's toxic, it's stressful, it's anxiety-ridden. My proposal is to have brown bag lunches. Once a month at the very least, twice a month, that sounds practical. Or if your boss is generous, weekly, Monday, brown bag. Now that's something during my time. Are you still into brown bag? Bring your own food and clean as you go. And for those Monday brown bag lunches, coffee's on the house, unlimited. Charged to the boss. Like that. And you're gonna talk about anything and everything except work. Except the organization you belong to. Yes. Typical question I hear from people. What am I gonna talk about? That's the whole point. You don't have a life. Anything. Anything. Not the boring. My hobby is. My passions are. See the face. Boring. Like, what's going on in your community? Short of saying gossip. Okay? The point here in trying to tell you in a politically correct way is I have met so many people with highfalutin titles, distinguished and otherwise, excellent at prepared speeches, disaster in open forum. Useless before and after a meeting. I've actually talked to some and said, so what do you do outside our meeting? Persons looked at me and said, notice, I'm not prepared for that. I'm like, what? You're not prepared to tell me about what you do outside the meeting? Again, what a pathetic excuse for existence. Come on, people. Social conversation skills for success. How can you succeed in anything if you're so not real? You can excel in class recitation. You can excel in meeting recitation. But people will like you if you're real. What I'm presenting to you is to do something we used to do in the good old days. Have lunch together, laugh, and no titles or ranks. We could pick on the boss because here the playing field was equal. Now, that's something you want to have nowadays, where the boss was just treated as George or James or whatever. It was not the boss. It will not cost any money except for the coffee, which is not too expensive considering it's going to raise the bar for interactive skills. For conversational, not recitational, I will repeat, have a conversation, not a recitation. It will raise the bar, it will increase the camaraderie, and it will make people work better in between meetings. You see what happens. People just scramble to get things done before a meeting and then ignore each other for the next 2 weeks and then scramble again. Come on, let's make friends. Let's have a life. What we used to do before, it's not because it's online. It's called life before gadgets. That's what social conversation skills for success is all about. So I'm presenting to you, would you want to have a life more exciting than the one you have now? And if you say no, I have one thing to say, you're very strange. I know everybody wants to have more friends, more success, and a better relationship with mother-in-law. So think about it. I'm proposing recitation, goodbye. Social conversation, hello. Send you love from Manila. Wah, wah, wah.
Thank you very much, Vivien. I always like your speeches. Thank you.